In this chapter, we're going to be animating using something called shape tweens. If you're following along, I'm in o1_understanding.fla in the Chapter 5 folder in the Exercise Files folder. Before we talk about shape tweens, it's important to talk about the term tween. What do I mean when I say tween? Up to this point, we've created animations manually. In other words, we've defined every frame or keyframe of our animations. Tween is short for in between. Shape tweens are where Flash creates animations for you using shapes. On the screen here, I have an example of a shape tween that we'll be creating in this chapter. It's the robot's hand it's going to be closing. I'm going to scrub the playhead from frame 1 to frame 10 and back to show the animation. Notice the shape is changing. Also notice that the timeline of the hand layer has a green background and an arrow. That's another symbol of a shape tween. The arrow signifies that Flash is creating animation frames for you, and the green background indicates a shape tween. Now that we know what shape tweens look like, let's talk about some of the rules of creating a shape tween. First and foremost, you must use shapes. What does that mean? That means you can't use grouped objects, or something we're going to talk about later called symbols. You must use basic shapes. In this example, on the stage on frame 1, have an oval primitive shape. On frame 10, there's another keyframe with the oval primitive shape as well. Anything that you can modify in a shape can be animated with a shape tween. For example, you can animate a color change, or the position of the shape, radii of a shape, rotation of a shape, or any other property that you can modify with a shape while it's still a shape. The next thing you need to understand is that to create a shape tween, you need a starting keyframe and an ending keyframe. And those are the frames that you define exactly how the shape will look. So on the hand layer, we have the hand that tweens, and on the arm layer, we simply have the arm graphic. If these shapes were on the same layer, we'd get a problem with the tween. Flash would still create a tween for you, but it would look awkward. If you try to tween a group or a symbol, then the tween will not work altogether. Now that you have a basic understanding of what shape tweens are, let's start creating them.